I'm going to predict the Game Week 4 of the Premier League with CharlieAndHoveAlbion. Charlie is this Brighton fan who also makes Brighton-related football content on his YouTube channel, so go and subscribe. Anyway, let's get straight into the video.
Hello everyone, my name is Charlie and I'm here from CharlieAndHoveAlbion here on Ralph's channel for the next game week predictions. I think we should jump straight into it. Let's go.
The first match of this game week is Luton versus West Ham, and it will be played in Luton Stadium, which has just recently had some building work on the stadium. I did go there in a previous video, so go and watch that video after this one. But yeah, about the match, West Ham have got a strong team. They beat Brighton 3-1 last week, and they also beat Chelsea 3-1. West Ham have got a strong team. They've got Alvarez and James Ward-Prowse, who I think are very good players. In that case, I do think it's going to be Luton 1, West Ham 3. What do you think, Charlie?
Coming in here for the first game at Kenilworth Road is Luton Town hosting West Ham United. In a game, Luton Town will be up for it. They want to beat West Ham United. West Ham, however, did just go and beat Chelsea 3-1 and Brighton 3-1. I didn't think, to be honest with you, they deserved the full 3 points because obviously there were some penalties I think should have been given for Brighton. I'm going to go into this one. I'm still going to back the Hammers. I think Luton will get a goal. I'm going to go Luton Town 1, and I'm going to go, you know what, lower scoring, West Ham United 2.
Now on to the next match. It is Sheffield United versus Everton. Both teams haven't got a point yet in the Premier League. Sheffield United are at home, which gives them a slight advantage. Everton have got a great manager, Sean Dyche. I just can't see it being a great match. I just think it's going to be a 1-1 draw.
Going on now to Sheffield United versus Everton now. Both sides are going to struggle this season. I can't really say much about this game, obviously, because Everton, they're fighting relegation. I can't see them winning it. At the same time, can we see Sheffield winning it? Maybe. I'm going to set an offence for this one. I'm not even going to pack a goal in this game. I'm going to go really boring. Sheffield United 0, Everton 0.
And now into West London to see Brentford versus Bournemouth. And Bournemouth have lost 2 and drawn 1, whereas Brentford have drawn 2 and won 1, which means Brentford are doing quite well in the league. I think Brentford are going to win this match. They have got a very strong team and a very underrated team. So my prediction is Brentford 2, Bournemouth 0.
We're moving on now to Brentford versus Bournemouth. Two sides who I think will do very, very well this season. I think there's only one winner in this. I genuinely also, the reason I say I think Bournemouth will do well is just because the squad they have. A lot of people are saying they're going to finish in a relegation battle. I don't think they will finish in a relegation spot, however. I think they're going to be some sort of like 15, something like that. Anyway, I'm just going to jump in there with a prediction. I can't back Bournemouth, however, to win this game. I'm going to go very low scoring. I'm going to go Brentford 1, Bournemouth 0.
And now for Burnley versus Tottenham Hotspur. Burnley have only played 2 matches because their away match to Luton was postponed in August. I do think Spurs are going to win this though, because the 2 matches Burnley have played, they've both lost. And Spurs have got quite a good team. I think Maddison is a great signing for them. So I'm going to say Burnley 0, Tottenham 2.
Moving on now to Burnley versus Tottenham Hotspur now. I think Burnley will stay up this season. I think they have every right to. I think they will eventually get there. I'm backing them to finish around 16th, 17th sort of place. Still not great, but they'll be up there. However, they're up against a very tough Spurs side. James Maddison, what a player. I think he's going to start in this one. I think he will score in this one and get an assist. I'm not going to go extremely over the top, but I'm going to go Burnley 0, Tottenham Hotspur 2.
And now for Chelsea versus Nottingham Forest. And last week, Chelsea were amazing against Luton. Raheem Sterling was incredible. I just thought they are a really, really strong team. I do think they are going to win it again this match. So therefore, I am saying Chelsea 2, Nottingham Forest 1.
Now down to the bridge, Brighton Chelsea taking on Nottingham Forest. Now, both sides are reasonably they're pretty good teams. As you know, Chelsea usually in Champions League. What's going on? I don't know. They almost lost to Wimbledon. But anyway, we're going to move on to my prediction. I'm going to say it's going to be close, actually, because you know what? I'm going to say Forest could do it here. Forest are a great side at the minute. They're making big signing. And you know what? I think it's going to be I think it'll be a good year for Forest. I'm going to go with another draw. Chelsea 1, Nottingham Forest 1.
And now for Manchester City versus Fulham. And I only see this going one way, to be honest. I think Manchester City are going to win it. Manchester City have won all their matches so far, and they've got a really strong team. Fulham, they're doing not too bad, but Manchester City are just so good right now. I'm going to say Manchester City 4, Fulham 1, and I think Erling Haaland's going to score 2 goals.
It is the Manchester City, the champions of the Premier League, taking on Fulham. This year, will it be Man City's? Most probably, yes. I'm going to predict in this one, and you know what? It's got to be a Man City win at the end of the day, hasn't it? I'm going to go Manchester City 3, and I think Fulham will get 1.
Okay, and now onto the big match tomorrow. It is Brighton, my team, and Charlie's team, versus Newcastle. And last week, Brighton played well. To be honest, with all these questions, could we have done better? Yes, we could. We could have scored more goals, but I did think we played quite well. I do think it's going to be a very close match. And also Newcastle were 1-0 up against Liverpool last week and lost 2-1 after Darwin Núñez came on and scored 2 goals. I think it's going to be a very close match, Brighton versus Newcastle. So I'm saying Brighton 2, Newcastle 2.
And finally, for Saturdays, there's no more matchday vlogs. I can give you the prediction. Brighton versus Newcastle United. I've had a long think about this. Brighton bringing in 𝗦𝗏, right? What a player he could be. Will he start with Mitoma? I hope so, because he deserves minutes at the Albion, because he is genuinely so talented and he can score goals. He's pacey and very, very skillful. I'm not going to back Brighton at all, though. I'm just too nervous to do it. And we usually don't score a goal against a really, really tough side unless, it's someone like Arsenal or someone like that. I'm going to say we will score. I'm going to go Brighton 1, Newcastle United 2. And if 𝗦𝗏 starts, I think the goal will come from him. I'm so excited for him to join.
And now to Selhurst Park, the team we hate. Crystal Palace are playing Wolves. And Crystal Palace are on 4 points right now, and Wolves are only on 3 points. And I think this is just going to be a really, really boring match. I don't think there's going to be anything special about it. So I'm saying 0-0.
Going on now to Selhurst Park, Crystal Palace versus Wolverhampton Wanderers. Now, you hate to back your rivals. You just hate it. But we got to here. How would Palace drop points to Wolves? They're struggling so much recently, Wolves. Cannot defend, struggling to score goals, which I'd say the biggest problem is goal scoring. They are genuinely just not putting away their chances. Playing entertaining football most of the time, but still find a way to mess it up. I'm going to have to back Palace. I'm going to say they're going to get a clean sheet there. I'm going to say Crystal Palace 2, Wolverhampton Wanderers 0.
And now for Liverpool versus Aston Villa. And Liverpool came back to win 2-1 against Newcastle last week, which was absolutely amazing. Liverpool are a very, very strong team. They've got some very strong players. And so do Aston Villa, to be honest. I think this is going to be very close. So I'm going to say Liverpool 1, Aston Villa 0.
On to Anfield here now, and it's two very tough sides playing each other in Liverpool and Aston Villa. I genuinely think Aston Villa can do it, even though Liverpool was strong enough to pull it back against Newcastle United, even though they're down to 10 men. I think they might actually lose this one. I'm going to be brave here, and I'm going to go for an Aston Villa win. A lot of Liverpool fans will hate me for this because obviously your last result, you deserve something from it. But I'm going to go Liverpool 0. I'm going to say Aston Villa 1. Even if it's just a penalty, I think Villa will probably get something from that game. It'll probably be more goals than it anyway, but we'll see what happens.
Now on to the final match of the game week. It is Arsenal versus Manchester United. And I think this is going to be a very, very close match. I think it's going to be a good match, actually. I think it's going to be an enjoyable one to watch. I think it's going to be... I think both teams are going to be very strong, and not too much to say about it. So I'm going to predict Arsenal 3, Manchester United 2.
And arguably on to one of the biggest games of the week. It is, of course, Arsenal in Champions League football versus Manchester United in Champions League football as well. Both these sides. Who's going to win? Well, you know what? You've got to be brave here. It's a risky one to predict because anyone can win on their day. Man United, I'd say, will probably lose because Arsenal are incredibly strong, just like United. But genuinely, I think Arsenal are just better defensive. I think they're definitely better goal scoring. And I think that midfield is very, very good as well. Especially though Manchester United do have Casemiro and players like that. I don't know. I really am struggling with this one. I'm going to say Arsenal will win it, though. And I hate to say this, Man United fans, because you know what? I wish I could back you. I'm going to go Arsenal 1, Manchester United 0.
Thank you, Charlie, for joining in with this video.
I appreciate you, Ralph, having me on, and I appreciate everyone watching this video. Hopefully, me and Ralph will be collabing again in the future.
Thank you so much for watching, and make sure you subscribe as I'm so close to 400 subscribers. Click here to subscribe to my channel, click here to subscribe to Charlie's channel, and click here to watch my Crawley versus Gillingham matchday vlog. You'll really like that video. I think it's a great one. Thank you so much for watching, and please subscribe.